What's going on, everybody? How you doing out there? You guys know who this is. If you don't, I'm going to remind you anyway. I do it in every episode, so that way you don't forget. My name is DJ Rick, and I'm the founder of National Sex Day. Yes, it's an actual holiday. National Sex Day is on June 9th, the sixth month, the ninth day, holiday 69. And it's very simple. We do a lot and we put it out there for everybody. We talk about sexual positivity. We talk about safe sex practices, STD preventions. We also talk about lifestyles like LGBTQ, swingers. We talk about people who need sex coaching, sex counseling. We also provide condoms at various locations throughout the Metroplex here in the DFW area, and we're taking our mission nationwide. Believe me, people, this is not about the adult industry, but the thing about it is we do talk to people that are in that industry because it's a part of the facet that makes what we do what we do. I got some good news for you, too. We have been nominated for an AVN award, one of the biggest awards in the adult industry. So if you can, we're going to provide a link with this episode. And what we want you to do is to vote. You can vote as many times as you like between now and March 31st, 2025. We're looking for the best DJ category and the best podcast category. If we get it, so be it. If we don't, it was just cool to be nominated. So we're going to put it out there and let everybody know. And I got to make a correction. It wasn't the AVNs, it's the ASN. It's the Adult Swingers Network. They're big, they're the biggest swingers connection online as far as a magazine. With that being said, and the 3 million subscribers, we hope that we can do what we do. So that's going to be in the credits. I want you guys to scan the QR code and do what you do. Let them know National Sex Day is here. And speaking of people that are here, my friend, she's wonderful, she's bright, she's energetic. And the cool thing about this episode is it's daylight savings time. So you know what? If you want more daylight, cool. I want my extra 60 minutes back. I do. That's why I flubbed in my intro, but I'm keeping it going because, hey, I'm tired. I'm beat. We've been doing what we do. And I got up for this interview because it's a very special person and she has a very special message. What's your name, sweetheart? And what do you do?
It's Maxxi. That's with three X's. I'm newly, yeah, I'm newly known as Mac Bunny. So, I do a few different things. And something that I liked about you all when I very first met you is the educational and the safety portion of things. I run a brand. I'm Maxi, I'm Mac Bunny, and I want to separate the two because I actually run a brand that's Mac 10 420 that has several different talent and several different models and all different things going on there. But there were so many people that want to just run right into the X-rated industry and clueless. I mean, I've ran into people that didn't even know what a safe word meant and just some, and I'm just, and I'm like, what are you doing here, girl? Um, but it made me want to do something a little bit different and something that I felt like the porn industry didn't really have going so well. And it was like more of like safety teams. And so I started building safety teams in different states. And it started with myself because, I don't want to jump on a plane and they can hire me for an event. And I don't really know what kind of situation I'm getting myself into until I get to the event.
Okay,
And
let me stop you right there because you've said something that most people have never ventured into. We had talked about safety on the set, but again, you fly to a place and you don't know what's going on when I see about 60 to 70% of people, women, say, we
yeah.
didn't know. We didn't know. We're getting paid. Yes, we have an idea, but they don't know. That is a big thing. People need to ask those questions before they get booked on a production.
Right. Yes, for sure. I had people that thought they were just going to shoot in a lingerie set, and here these people are like tying them up and wanting to and putting them in closets. And I was like, well, that probably wouldn't have been my first go-to with any photographer or videographer. But when they told me what the person was trying to do as an artist, I did understand the dynamics and the angles of being tied up in a closet. Sounds crazy. But for a beginner model to not really know anything about safety or I have a solid team, and even my ropes are they're certified rope tires, they're military.
Did you freeze up on me?
Watching and for safety reasons.
Okay,
Do you have me? Am I there?
you're
We
that
had technical difficulties.
we're having technical difficulties. Yes, we do. We're gonna keep doing what we do because I said you freeze up. Well, you know what? It happens, but hey, we get through
Yeah.
it one way or the other. So repeat the last part of what you said.
About the where did I leave off? Oh, about the closet tie. I
Yes.
was saying that I worked with all like professional people that have actual real credentials, or they had some kind of evidence of who they really were. And I worked with them for like 8 or 9 years. I'm big on security and safety. And so when I just seen a lot of people, even in the Shibari world, getting tied up, and I'm just like, oh my God, the suspensions weren't accurate, the rope ties, the knot ties weren't accurate, and it was just very concerning to me. So I decided to put on a little bit of spin on things as far as like what I wanted to do and build my brand and company. And
Okay.
now I'm transforming it into an agency, and we do a lot with education. So
Yeah, that's so important, and that's one of the missions of what we do. Again, everybody thinks, "Oh my God, it's sex, so it's going to be about adult and porn," and
yeah.
no, it's not. It's a part of it, yes. And I do talk to people in the business because a there's a lot of money, there's a lot of investment that we need, capital. I mean, it's expensive to do this stuff out
Well,
there.
I try to tell people I love Nike, but don't get it wrong. I love Nike because I'm part of this business for a reason.
Yeah,
But I like feeling safe when I'm naked, and I want the people that I'm around or involved with. I
exactly.
want them to have a sense of security as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's a part of it. People don't understand that. They're talking about, oh, everybody's on camera and they do what they do. I'm like, what's behind the camera? What
Yeah.
is their views? Like people who have families. You balance your regular job and this job. Traveling places, like you said, going on a set. You got to know the research. You got to know the people. You got to know their rep. There's so many things and levels people don't know, but you're bringing it
Yeah.
to their attention, and that's cool. Now, to have a safety team, is this somebody or somebodies that you travel with, or you have
Um,
it there when you go
I
to do what you do?
Well, if I travel alone, I always travel with somebody, but if I ever travel alone, then my safety team has already somebody on the other end for me waiting. And so like how and that's just across the board now with my other girls. It's not just me. And so like if I ever have to like from start to finish, like say I'm in because I'll go from state to state to state. I mean, that's not everybody, but at my level, it is like that. So if I'm in connecting states where I really don't know people, I'll have other people on the opposite end of the plane as far as like my security team.
Sure.
But they monitor me all everywhere I go. I don't really
Good.
get any privacy.
But I
But
mean,
I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it.
yeah, you
Um,
you do want privacy to a degree, but at the same time, you got to be tracked. They have to know something from start to finish. You want to come home to where you live safely. Be honest.
right, exactly.
Now, how'd you get into the business? Because everybody's like, well, I have a different story how I got into it. A friend referred me. I woke up one day and decided this is what I wanted to do. So, what was the defining moment when you said, I, Maxie, am going to do this?
What was that? I'm sorry. I had a little disturbance in the background here.
Oh, you know what? You're allowed to have one because you're fine as well. So, it's called pretty
Thank you.
privilege. If you didn't have pretty privilege, trust me, we'd be doing a different podcast. But how did you get involved with the adult business? Did you just wake up one day and decide, well, I'm going to do this and this is where it's going to be?
No, I think that I respect younger women, honestly, that know that genuinely about themselves right away, that it's something that they want to run into. It wasn't like that for me. I was just a nude artist. I let students draw me, and my first real goals was just to be like a sculpture somewhere in a Paris museum or something.
Nice.
Um, and then I did that and I mastered that for many years. And then people just really started talking about the sex industry to me and OnlyFans and Pornhub. Pornhub was actually introduced to me before OnlyFans. And it wasn't really something I was comfortable with, but it wasn't something I was not comfortable with. I was just a typical housewife at the time.
Yeah.
Uh, and so my husband literally wouldn't stop cheating on me. And I'm just a powerful source. So I'm like, I'm not going to be mad at him. I'm not going to keep arguing in life with this man. I'm like, I'll just start creating my own porn.
Hmm.
And so I took a different angle with it than most wives, I think. But I also already had like a sense of self. So I knew that when I went on my nude shoots, that it kind of gave me some self-expression, or even if I was a stressed out mom that day or somebody's stressed out wife, when I was on set, I was free, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and so I was like, whatever, we're gonna take it to the next level. Like, you want to do dirty hoe shit? We're gonna go do dirty hoe shit. And so that's what we did. And then within 90 days or less, I got like 10 out of 10 ratings on OnlyFans. And I went all the way to celebrity level in 30
Wow.
to 90 days. Yeah, it was very fast and rapid for me, actually.
It can happen where most people, honestly, that's what they're looking for. Hey, I did two movies and I want to be on top. Where it's a hard journey. You got to stay with it. You've got to produce. You've got to put your pictures out there. You can't put like 6 or 7 pictures on your profile and expect you to get 60 or 70,000 followers. It doesn't work that.
Right. Yeah, you have to put in the work for sure. I never thought you, like I said, and I want to say this because I've seen somebody just post something in like New York Times or something, and it was similar to what we're talking about. So I want to make this like a real key factor of this conversation is that I was that wife that was jealous and miserable, or like, what's he doing? Or what's in his phone? Or he went to the strip club tonight, or just whatever. Um, and transitioning my mindset even and letting go of all those feelings and becoming a part of the industry has completely like freed me in a sense, you know. I
Okay.
don't really know how to explain it, but so I'm just open-minded. I'm just very, very open-minded about a lot of things, and never been a judgy person. So
Okay. Love that. Love that.
yeah.
I mean, I just I'm trying to say this the best way that I can because we do like to educate. And, I've been a sex coach since 2021. Someone showed me a program here in Texas, and that's part of what I do in addition to the podcast. But when you really want it, I mean, you got to go for it. Now, it takes a team. It takes more than one person sometimes to help, get the endorsements online, get the traffic coming your way. But I emphasize that again, when you have someone that's going to help you, you got to help yourself too. You've got to
Yeah.
post stuff on it. You've got to respond to people.
Yeah,
You've got to
no,
do your part.
mine personally, my team is much, much bigger than me. But as big as I am and as much as I've created myself into a boss, because I pop my collar. I like to say that from time to time. But I still have to put in the work. I feel like I work harder now than I've ever done in my career.
Yeah, but you have to work smarter. Hard
Smarter.
work is easy to
Yeah.
do. I see people say, I'm working so hard. We got to work smart. Work is smart. And, going forward, I'll drop it and move on to the next question. But the thing is, I am helping a couple of people in the area on their social media platforms. And what I try to explain to them, either you understand what I'm saying or we got to reevaluate to where you can understand. But the thing is, there's a person that we started like 2 weeks ago, literally 2 weeks ago, and we got the formula, putting stuff out there, having more than one person on their profile. You got to give them the passwords, you got to give them the profile, you got to give them the
Yeah.
content. If you don't have that, you're not going to succeed. And then I have people who are upset with me because they didn't go as far as they wanted to. Well, I don't have the tools. If you give me
Right.
the tools or your team the tools, then you've got more than one person doing what it is. And if you get on certain places, in particular, FetLife, this thing blew up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She's rocking it from Austin to Australia, and we just
Beautiful.
got started. But you have
Yeah.
to get the content, you got to engage, keep them
Yeah.
interested. Then it just kind of picks up. But I know
Engagement, consistency is some of the biggest things in social media.
that's how you build
Um,
your brand, like that.
and that was another thing that my brand was a little bit different, because even things like not following somebody back, and I just don't have time for it now because I'm on so many platforms. But when I very first started, I never was that person. If somebody was going to put their energy into me, even a like, I'll follow you back, you
There
know?
you go.
And so I never was like that, the kind of celebrity or model that's like, oh my God, no, I'm just above a like, you know?
Yeah. Got to do that, people. So while you're building whatever you're building, you have people that's going to help you. And I love the fact that people who have helped me get this going and keep it going, I appreciate any and every person who has helped me with what's going on right now. That's how we got nominated for the ASN Awards. Will I get
Yeah.
it? Again, we don't know.
No,
But to be
you're
nominated,
getting it. Watch your words, bro, because you're getting it. That's what I know.
well,
But
with your help and everybody else's help, we're gonna get this.
yeah. Yes, definitely.
Gonna get this. So
So that's super dope for you. I'm so excited. And as soon as you started telling me about your project and the National Sex Days, I definitely just it was something I wanted to be a part of right away.
yeah, believe me, we love having you there. And you're also, up further north than we are in different states. We need people in different states, different regions, and now they're catching on to the fact that what we're doing affects everybody on the planet.
Right.
We have sexual whatever it is that people need to understand there's a good way or a bad way. If you have trouble with it, if you have a counselor you need, whatever, we can all
Right.
go together. So
Well, and I think that's a big thing for me, trying to break stigmas in the wife's mind, because that's a goal of mine personally. Like I said, I used to be that wife, is because I like to know that you're happy. I like to know that I'm happy. So whatever you got going on, or whatever fetish you have, or whatever niche of art you like, or whatever it is in your life, like I love to have that kind of energy and freedom around me that, the more of the X-rated community kind of brings. And so it frustrates me a little bit when a typical person will say, oh, well, porn is unhealthy. Okay, well, maybe porn is unhealthy in your household, but in my household, we smile every day and we eat good. So I don't know.
hey, people can't give you or determine that happiness because everybody's
Right.
individual taste of whatever it is. And
Yeah.
there's a line in the sand, and I keep saying it as many times as I possibly can, and I will, is that there's a definite barrier between porn and nudity. Nudity doesn't have to
Yeah.
be sexualized.
And it,
Nudity
yeah, no.
is
That's
nudity.
what I'm saying. Like, I never once thought I would be in the porn industry because I was raised by Romanian. My stepdad is Romanian. And so the nude artistry even had nothing to do with sex. It was more of the art of the body.
Yes.
Um, and then when I also my first one of my very first contracts was out of the United Kingdom. And so they definitely I wasn't sexualized at all. It was Americans were doing that to me, but other countries weren't.
Yeah, exactly. See, Americans can be prudish. And I know from living abroad, living in Europe, raised there, I love living in Germany, France, and Holland. And we come back here and it's a different set of rules. But
Yeah.
to them and to most of the world, in particular the art world, nudity is that art. I had a preacher from the Assembly of God. Okay, they're very strict with a lot of things. One of our coworkers did nude art. And he says, man, this is art. It's art. It
Right.
wasn't sexualized. It wasn't something that is, quote, sinful. It was just an expression of art. And he said himself, there's nothing wrong with this, where half of America gets a hard on and gets,
Yeah.
pissed off
Well,
about this stuff.
I was very self-driven, so I knew from early on, and I always tell people in a joking manner that it's not something that you want your daughter to come home and tell you, but my parents had to deal with it because my dad and my uncle used to live together and they were hot boys in their day. And so they had some Playboy magazines sitting next to the toilet in the like a little basket, whatever, typical man bachelor home. And and my dad would like give us the key after school, not thinking anything about these Playboys being this basket. And so I would stop there because his house came first and I'll use the bathroom there. And so I'm like, oh, what's this? Whatever. And so I seen a centerfold and I thought she was the most beautiful human being I ever seen in my life. And so I was about 8 years old and I run home to my grandmother and my mom and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be this girl in daddy's magazine, and my mom's like, oh Lord, whatever fight I caused that day. I'm sorry, Dad. But
You know you did.
um
You know you caused a fight that day. Come on. Let's be
yeah,
real.
but so it was something genuine in my heart that I knew I wanted to do. And so even at a young age and just throughout life, I'm a hoe or I'm a whore or she's such a slut or just whatever. And I very much was never that woman. I just knew I wanted to be this beautiful woman in the book.
It's kind of like this, and this is maybe not the best comparison, but it's like when a woman wears a swimsuit in public, but yet you see her in a dressing room in a bra and panties, y'all scream. You know,
Right.
if you're a nude model, you know, they put your picture on top of the mantle over the fireplace. Everybody admires
Right.
it. But if you go to a strip club, you're a hoe, you're a bitch. And you're like, wait a minute, you know,
Yeah, what happened? What just
yeah.
happened here?
Why you coming at
Um,
me at the club, but yet you got my picture above your fireplace. You're letting everybody from your 9-year-old to your 99-year-old check it.
yeah.
You know? Am I
Well, then even that just made me think of something. Sorry, somebody's interrupting us on the call here.
Oh, I got you.
Trying to get you back up here. Um, oh, I completely lost train of
I see
thought.
you. I see you.
Okay, you got me back. We're back.
Yes, yeah.
Sorry. What were you saying? Can you repeat yourself?
I was saying that, you know, the scenarios of like if you see a woman in a bathing suit, you know,
Oh,
skip the
yeah,
bathing suit.
yeah.
It's cool,
Right.
right? But you walk into her, she's got a bra and panties, or even a full slip, y'all screaming, "How?"
Oh, so that's what I was saying. So I wasn't the typical housewife in the way of like I was trying to hide what I was doing, and I was already wanting to be a celebrity personality. So I was already going towards that. And so right away I would like promote myself. Oh, I'm on Pornhub, this and that. I prepared my family first and was like, hey,
Yeah,
you guys, it's about to get crazy on the internet. But
you
um
got a point.
I mean, I mean, I gave like a courtesy call to my dad and my brother. I felt that was only right. Um,
Hmm.
but it was crazy the amount of people that instantly just labeled me, not knowing that I was with the same man for 15 years. So that was bizarre. But whatever, I ran with it. They
Yeah.
started saying that I was this amazing porn star. And so guess what? I became this amazing porn star.
Hmm. And that's a either one way or the other way with the extreme. And you're gonna find some people in the middle, like, you know, it's cool that she is, and I always wondered what she looked like with no clothes on. You know,
Yeah.
you know.
No, we
And
definitely had those.
and then you got the ones that said, you know what, man, the hot wife is hotter now, man. I'm really gonna check her out.
Well, no, I was a tomboy most of my life and most of my childhood. So I mean, even the homies were like, "Oh, dang, Maxine's doing what?" And so it was
No,
like people like they're just curious, People are curious.
well, tomboys can be hot. Now, come on, let's be
Tomboys
real.
are hot. I was always a hot tomboy. I'm not
What I'm
saying that.
saying.
But
Okay.
my homeboys ain't see me in the way of what they see me now.
Yeah.
Um,
It's weird because you know you see them all grungy sometime, and you know it's good up under there. You just do, and then if one day you bust out a dress and fix the hair and nails, you're like, whoa, you
yeah.
went from here to here, even though you was kind of already there anyway. I think tomboys are hot, man. I really do.
No, yeah, I always was beautiful. I was dope. I always thought it was like even better in relationships that I kind of had like, sports and racing and boxing and just like I kind of, listen to the same music as the men that I was with. And most typical girls, aren't doing those things or they're watching Lifetime Movie Network. I don't really know. Um, but I wasn't a
Love it.
typical one. So, it was like the kind of different dynamics to relationships when you date a tomboy, I think.
You know, and again, you know, that is a fetish that is, quote, not really talked about or popular as I guess some of the standard stuff that's out there. But
Yeah.
I haven't yet, and I'm pretty sure it exists, seen a picture or whatever, a girl's more of a tomboy. It's always the glammed up girl, you know, skimpy lingerie. I got nothing against that either. I'm
No,
just
me
saying
neither.
that, you know,
Hey, I'm the glam girl now. I
yeah.
get it.
But
Um,
you still can rock the cut off jeans and a wife beater, okay?
right, exactly. We're still doing that 5 days of the week. Okay. We're getting glammed up at events.
Yeah, but I know you're not doing that now because where you are, it's been cold for a while. I know it has
Oh,
been because it's been cold here.
geez. Yes. So cold. What come on, South. We need to
Yeah,
heat things up. We're heating things up right now on this show.
and on that note, we did a people. I'm talking about the audience here. We did a event in January this year, 2025, and let me tell you something. This lady came from Oklahoma or somewhere up in that region. Come, I'll tell you what where she lived in the snow,
What?
in the sleet, in the what 10-degree in the car,
Oh,
and
yes.
she made it.
And
Okay.
I made it. But I was like, hold on, who? But that's because I'm not originally from here. I was raised in Pennsylvania. If I wasn't raised in Pennsylvania, we probably would have not made it, y'all. So don't, I'm just saying. don't, don't kudos me to that because I just had experience.
Hey,
But no, honestly, I usually I lived in the South now a long time, and I usually wouldn't even drive or go outside in something like that now, just because so many
mhm.
people here don't know how to drive in those conditions.
Hey,
Um, but I feel like the purpose and the things that we're trying to do together and get out and the movement that we're about to create is important to put the feet work in, and so that's what I'm here for.
oh yeah, and like I said, we appreciate that. You came to Fed Evolution, which they got another one coming up in a month from now, and you came and represented when people in our own city said, "No, I can't make it." You came from way up there to way down here.
Yeah.
Safely. So we hope that this next one, which is going to be the bigger one, should be a bigger plethora of
Yeah,
content.
I actually partnered with Fet Evolution, so
Okay.
I'll be assisting with a lot of the production and stuff to Fet Evolution, which is April 26th. I want to shoot that out there.
Mhm.
But so I have a lot of big ideas, a lot of things that I feel like we can expand on with, and I'm really excited about that. And the National Sex Days. Um,
Right.
you and I haven't talked about it too often, but I do run a lot of babes and a lot of guys at this point as well. And so I think we're going to do a lot bigger things even for you on these National Sex Days. I'm really excited about it and start to really push it out and break stigmas just everywhere.
You got it. That's going to be something that we finally got the momentum. We are getting a lot of publicity with it. I had a lot of help. All the ones who put their time and effort, I do appreciate that. But I will say this, since we now own Sex Day, Anal Sex Day, Oral Sex Day, Swingers Day, we got also Stripper Appreciation Day. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
I've got National Bikini Day. That's kind of on the soft side, but I got that too. Actually, it's
Yeah.
Bikini Week because we're going to do the whole week celebration
Well,
in
that's what I'm
July.
saying. I go on to softer things too because I'm part of a new platform that's called Brand Army, and I work with Malibu Bay Swimwear. So these are things where people don't want to see naked or nudity or any of those things. It's just swimwear.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean,
and so yeah, so I teeter totter from all different levels of the industry. And I've always been that way just because I want to have the experience. If I'm going to train someone, if I'm going to teach the next person, I want to have the experience.
there you go. And let those people know for Bikini Week that it's been a thing for a while, but the thing is, holidays are either going to be a day, a week, or a month. It's just how they break them down, or sometimes a weekend, like Labor Day weekend or Memorial Day weekend. But we put that in July because that's a peak time for it. So that might be something we can talk about later. Still, people, summer's going to come. Hey, put swimwear out there. It's
Yeah.
safe. It's vanilla, and again, sometimes people get a hard time about that. People get over it.
Right. Yeah. People get over it.
Get over it. Maybe because they don't look good in a bikini. That's what's going on.
That part. That's the only thing I can think, and then I mean, I used to blame my parents at the beginning, and and I'm very sarcastic and joking, but so if anybody ever said anything about me, I'd be like, hey, blame my parents. Like they gave me this beautiful body, they gave me this beautiful face.
It came from somewhere.
It came from somewhere.
Sure did.
Um,
I
but
got
no,
it.
my whole upbringing, everything about me is naturally just me. It's not really forced. It's not. And I was just having a conversation with somebody about it because they had seen me on the red carpet, and a lot of my family or my team, they don't really come to the actual events. They're just the team.
Mhm.
And so they got to kind of more see me in my element, and I don't think they realized how comfortable and natural this stuff really comes to me. Like I know that this is for me. And I think
Yeah,
that that's something that the National Sex Days helps get across to everybody else is
absolutely.
that, this is for you.
You got it. Now, we only have a few minutes left, so give them the links where they can find you, find what you do online, so let them know where you are.
My main resume platform would probably be IG right now. It's Mac 10420. And then Mac10420.com is my actual website for my brand. I'm on all platforms as Mac 10420. Let's see, do we have any new ones? We do have Mac Bunny. Mac Bunny's in the development stages, but she's on fire already. She's already made it to the Super Bowl and some other things.
That's right.
Um, and so that's just in the development stages still. But so at Mac Bunny 3 and Mac10420.com.
That's where you guys can find her, man. She's the Mac Bunny. Okay, the honey bunny at that, man. Appreciate you being on the show. I know I'm going to work with you later on this year, so I'll see you in person. And of course, when you're in town, you come to my radio show that I do, my
Oh
vanilla show
yeah.
I've had for over 15 years. We're doing, that every Wednesday, and we put
Everyone needs to come to the studio.
Hey, studio was bomb, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. You made that show.
I absolutely love the studio. I can't wait to be more a part of it. The history of the studio is just amazing. Everybody listening, if you are in the entertainment industry, you need to hit up this podcast and get on the show.
Yes, you do. We are wanting all of the entertainers that we can find, especially this year going forward with the momentum we got. We do want everybody to express themselves. Put your social media links out there. And most importantly, spread the meaning of what we're doing for Sex Day. It's about the safety. It's about STD prevention. It's about, counseling if you need it, coaching if you need it also.
Awareness. I did want to say that about myself. And, a lot of people laugh at it or they think I just say it for sales purposes or something. And it's not the case at all.
Mhm.
Like, we live in a digital era. And so I want to,
Yes.
if your husband is watching me, I want him to be so excited that he's coming lay next to you that night. And the sex that you guys didn't get to have in the last 6 months, he's taking it out on you. And
Mhm.
so I really do look like, I feel like that I want to start going in a way of healing people, getting more towards the healing of things sexually.
Exactly. And as a sex coach and what we do in Texas, I have things that have helped couples get the mojo back. Some guys who had trouble with ED were like, here's some natural holistic stuff you can use instead of the drugs
Right.
people take.
Yeah.
There's aromatherapy with that. There's massage therapy that goes along with it. Reflexology. All these things are good to have the healthy sexual relations that most people should have. So check us out. Go to sexdays.org. You can also reach us on X at sexdays.org. Also, Blue Sky, we're doing great with that. National Sex Day is there. And of course, you can go to our website, sexdays.org. I keep saying that because that's what it is. We're also, for the awards, again, ASN Awards, the Adult Lifestyle Magazine, ASN. I'm telling you guys, we get this award, we're going to have ourselves a big ass party. I'll leave the link in the descriptions. Till then, tune in again. Thanks for being a part of this. Maxxi, we love you. Come back to see us soon. And right now, we're done. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you watching.